Welcome back, trainers. So the clone Pokemon are out, and I went out and got myself one of each because Niantic did give them the Community Day moves, which is great. We're going to get more into that. So we do have the Pikachu Libre, which is going to get released upon the first season of Go Battle League. Right now, we're just in the preseason, so when that does start, you can expect to finally find one of these in possibly your catch screen. We're going to go over when that is going to start here. I will have links to all of the images in the description here. Let's go ahead and take a look at all the current rates. For Tier 1, we have Bulbasaur, Charmander, and Squirtle all wearing the party hat, which can be shiny. And then we have Timber as well as Litwick. For Tier 2s, we have Alolan Exeggutor, Pinsir, Mischievous, Mawile, and Liepard, which is a brand new one. For the Tier 3s, we have Alolan Raichu, Scyther, Beautifly, Sharpedo, and Skuntank. And there are the 100% IVs. And of course, for the Tier 4 raids, we have Venusaur, Charizard, and Blastoise, along with Alolan Marowak. So why would you actually want to go out and get the clone Pokemon? One, they're kind of a collector item. If you don't care about that, well, then the incentive for you to have actual value as far as using them, well, they're going to have their Community Day moves, and that's really good. You can possibly find yourself a 100, and then you're also going to have that kind of decal on them, which is going to be giving it a bit of a unique touch, which is pretty awesome. Personally, I want to max out some more of them, but what is, the point? At this point, I'm just kind of using Stardust because I like it. Now, here is my score here, guys. Here is my record. Not the best. I understand. I know it's actually pretty bad, as a matter of fact. That's what happens when you try to test out random Pokemon and you're stubborn and you continue to try to go and make them work, but fail over and over again because they're just simply not meta relevant. It's not because of lack of skill or anything like that. I'm not the best PvPer in the world or anything, but I still know how to use Pokemon. But it's still preseason. I wanted to test things out and have fun with the game. But ever since Master, I did pick it up, and I'm not really picking too many unique options. I'm just kind of going with the solid Pokemon that I know are going to be putting in work for me, and I also worked really hard to actually get them there. I also want you to take a look at that Stardust. So I do have a 9 streak. I know I just put a video out saying I got a 12 streak. Basically what happened was I switched my team and then I went back to my original team. So technically that team went with that 12-0 score. So unfortunately I switched my team and I ruined it. I could have had a 12 here, but it is what it is. So I've earned over 1 million Stardust, folks. So let's see, is it worth the investment? Am I going to be able to get more Stardust via raids or the Go Battle League? Now, if you go to the raids, there's no way you're going to be able to reach this amount of Stardust, even with the amount of passes that I've used for the Go Battle League. It's just not happening. You're going to be able to get those guaranteed rare candies as opposed to the Go Battle League. You're going to have to win 5 and, pull off all those wins every single time if you want to get the rare candies. If you want charge TMs, it's going to be up to those 4 wins. And then you can get that mysterious item for simply 1 win, which it can be a charge TM, a Sinnoh Stone, a fast TM, and I think that's it. Correct me if there's any other ones here, but it's well worth it, personally. I think it's totally worth it. I know I told you not to use your premium passes, but the way I like to test it out is if I have lag in the beginning of the morning, I just go free for the rest of the day. So we will be going into the first season starting March 9th. All right, so that is when the first season officially starts and ranks are going to be kicking in and staying, I guess. I don't know exactly, but this is just preseason testing things out, so make sure you get yourself ready. I made quite a bit of Stardust in the process here, and I also spent a lot as well. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at the clone Pikachu Photopalm. This was literally my first picture that I took. I'm not too sure if it's just going to be your first picture or what, but basically it's just like Schmirgle. And take a look at the ears. Nothing really different here, folks. You can't get this shiny. I don't think there's been a shiny clone Pokemon reported yet, so don't hold your breath to try to get one of those. But nonetheless, another collector's item, Pikachu, as if we needed more. I mean, oh boy, I enjoy the events. I enjoy new Pokemon and little things here and there, but the obsessive Pikachu different styles is getting much. That's not saying that they need to stop or anything, but and then one more time, taking a look at what we're going to be having for the rest of this month here. So remember, on March 1st at 2 p.m. until 5 p.m., we're going to have the Raid Day featuring Nidorino and Gengar, both which can be shiny, but the Nidorino can't evolve. You're going to get a party hat. It can't evolve if you get it shiny, so kind of a downfall for that, unfortunately. Now, taking a look at some of these raids here, and I want to go over Armor Mewtwo very briefly. It's not worthy of a full video, to be honest with you, at this point. The Armor Mewtwo with Scythe Strike, it's good. But taking a look at Master League, it's calling for it in that #1 spot. But for the meta, you're definitely going to need, I feel like, Dynamic Punch in Master League. And then Scythe Strike will do you good, right? Scythe Strike will definitely do you good, because you can just hit Togekiss with Scythe Strike, and then the Dynamic Punch for the Steel types. But going into the Ultra League, this is where it's going to shine. #6, it's still calling for Scythe Strike, and then Rock Slide, and then Dynamic Punch. But here's the thing, with that meta, I almost feel like as if you're going to want Dynamic Punch and Rock Slide for the Ultra League, and Scythe Strike can be left out. I know I said hold off until you get a Scythe Strike Mewtwo to power it up and whatnot, but yeah, you could make do with it. Personally, I think Scythe Strike is going to be better for the Master League. Now, taking a look at some of these clone Pokemon, I just went out there and did one of each and called it a day. I didn't try to do any duos or anything like that or anything special. We just went in there and just collected them. I'm going to go back out on Saturday and actually raid pretty hard for these to get a good IV one, and then trade a couple to see if I can get lucky. I do have quite a bit of lucky friends piling up. I've been slacking, guys. I've been really staying to myself lately, so we'll just see how that goes. So a reason why you would actually want to go out there and raid for these. One, their community day. They're pretty darn good, especially Venusaur. Now, you're not going to be able to get these into the Great League, unfortunately, but nonetheless, you're still going to possibly be able to get weather boosted ones, good ones for the Ultra League, and maybe you can trade, and the attack will drop, so you'll be able to have a good Venusaur or Charizard for the Ultra League. As far as Blastoise is concerned, you're going to want to have a 100% IV for Ultra League, completely maxed out, and then even at that, make it your best buddy to level 41. It will be right underneath the Ultra League and be performing at peak potential. So I'm really liking the designs here. So I don't know, we thought that they weren't going to get any new moves, no new stats. The stats stayed the same, but they're giving them Blast Burn. This is great for people out there who weren't able to make it around for the community days. I know we had another one recently in December, which it was all past community days, but say you're busy even then, or maybe you're even a newer player. Well, here you go. You're going to be able to get yourself one of these. Maybe you just simply didn't have a good IV one, because a lot of us living in places where we have the luxury of a bunch of spawns, some people just simply don't have those spawns where they're at. Even during community day times, they're just not able to make it out to big cities or parks or malls or wherever they're at, and just have to stay in their suburb or possibly their location that just doesn't have much spawns or Pokestops. So taking advantage of this may be within your best interest. I'm not saying go out there and raid these as hard as you possibly can, but they are community day Pokemon, so they're definitely not anything to poke at. Like I said, though, unfortunately, not going to be able to get them into the Great League, but it is what it is. So these here, we're definitely just chatting away at the raid. I wasn't really paying attention. I was just tapping the screen. The thing is, the reason why I haven't been doing raid challenges, let's talk about that for a second. It's because, I've been over this before, but they're just so broken. You could say the same for PvP. You're like, well, why do you PvP? Because if I want a PvP, I can stay home and I don't have to drive out and waste gas and go out into the cold, whatever time of the year it is. But yeah, I mean, if PvP is broken, I didn't waste gas. I didn't waste my time by going anywhere. As far as raiding goes, I want to do it. It's just, yeah, you guys know, it's not, the raids are just extremely broken. Anyways, with that said, if you did enjoy this video, please give it a big thumbs up. And good luck out there with your shinies as well as your clones. Take care and thank you for watching.